Imagine you're the boss. Not just any boss, mind you. You're in charge of a massive transport company. We're talking thousands of vehicles, vans, lorries, buses, you name it. They're crisscrossing the country, even the continent, every single second of every single day. Your job is to know where every single one is. You need to know if they're on time, if they're stuck in traffic, or if a driver is feeling a bit tired. You also need to make sure they're not burning too much fuel or heading for a breakdown. It's a colossal, brain-frying puzzle with a million moving pieces, a real headache. Now, try to do all of that with a phone, a map, and a giant spreadsheet. It's impossible, isn't it? It would be like trying to conduct a symphony orchestra using only a kazoo. You'd be constantly putting out fires. A lorry breaks down in the middle of nowhere, and a critical delivery is missed. A driver takes a wrong turn, adding hours and hundreds of pounds in fuel costs to a trip. You're always reacting, always one step behind. By the time you hear about a problem, it's already too late. The damage is done, the customer is unhappy, and the costs are piling up. It's a recipe for chaos and disaster. This old-school way of managing things is simply not built for the modern world. The scale is just too big, the pace too fast. You can't rely on guesswork or luck when you have promises to keep and a business to run. Every vehicle is a moving asset, and every minute it's not running perfectly, it's costing you money. The sheer amount of information is overwhelming for any human or even a team of humans. You need something more, something smarter, faster, and more reliable. Something that can see everything all at once and make the right call every single time. That's where the magic of technology comes in. This isn't about just getting a bit more organized. This is about a complete revolution. It's about handing over that impossible, headache-inducing job to a system that never sleeps, never gets stressed, and can calculate millions of possibilities in the blink of an eye. We're talking about bringing in the robots, but perhaps not the kind of robots you're picturing. This is where things get really clever. Forget shiny metal butlers. We're talking about an invisible intelligence that transforms your entire operation from a chaotic mess into a finely tuned machine. Right, when I say robots are taking over transportation, please don't imagine a C-3PO character sitting in the driver's seat complaining about the traffic. That's the stuff of science fiction. The reality is far more subtle and frankly much more useful. In this world, a robot isn't necessarily a physical machine with arms and legs. Instead, think of it as a smart system. It's a powerful combination of sensors, high-definition cameras, GPS trackers, and most importantly, a brilliant artificial intelligence brain that ties it all together. It's the ghost in the machine, and it's a genius. These robotic systems are the new nervous system for any transport fleet. Each vehicle is fitted with a small, unassuming box packed with technology. This box is the eyes and ears. It sees the road ahead, feels the vibrations of the engine, and knows its precise location on the planet down to the last meter. It monitors everything: speed, acceleration, braking harshness, fuel consumption, engine temperature, and even the driver's attention levels. It's a constant stream of data, a fire hose of information that would be meaningless to a person. But to an AI, it's a goldmine. This data is instantly beamed up to the cloud where the real brain of the operation lives. This central AI is like the ultimate transport manager. It doesn't just look at one vehicle, it sees the entire fleet as a single, interconnected organism. It knows where every single lorry, van, and bus is in real time. It's watching the weather patterns, monitoring live traffic reports, and keeping an eye on every single engine. This AI doesn't need a coffee break or a holiday. It processes billions of data points every second, looking for patterns, predicting problems, and finding opportunities. So when we talk about robots in transport, we're talking about this incredible synergy of hardware and software. The sensors in the vehicle are the robot's senses. The central AI is the robot's brain. And its actions are the decisions it makes to keep the entire fleet safe, efficient, and on schedule. It's not one robot driving one truck. It's one massive, intelligent robotic system managing thousands of vehicles simultaneously. It's less about replacing the driver and more about giving them, and the company, the ultimate superpower. The power of knowing everything. With this robotic system in place, the control room of a transport company is transformed. Gone are the days of frantic phone calls and guesswork. Instead, you have a digital command center that looks like something out of NASA's mission control. On a giant screen, a map shows the live position of every vehicle in your fleet. Each one is a moving dot, color-coded to show its status. Green means everything is perfect, on schedule and running smoothly. Amber might mean a slight delay or a minor issue. Red signals an urgent problem that needs immediate attention. This isn't just a fancy map with dots, it's a dynamic, living dashboard that gives managers godlike oversight. You can click on any vehicle and see everything. And I mean everything. You see its current speed, the fuel level, the estimated time of arrival, and even the driver's remaining legal driving hours. The system is constantly cross-referencing this information with external data. Is there a sudden traffic jam on the M25? The AI knows it instantly and can alert you to which of your 10 lorries approaching the area will be affected, long before the drivers even see the brake lights ahead. This capability for instant decision-making is a game changer. Let's say a customer calls, wanting to know exactly where their precious cargo is. In the old days, you'd have to phone the driver, who might be busy navigating a tricky junction and can't answer. Now, you can give the customer a precise location and an updated arrival time in seconds, straight from the system. What if a lorry breaks down? Before the driver has even finished calling it in, the AI has already identified the nearest available replacement vehicle, calculated the best route for it to intercept the broken-down lorry, and started rescheduling the rest of the deliveries. This is the power of real-time management. It turns a reactive, chaotic process into a proactive, controlled one. Managers are no longer firefighters rushing from one crisis to the next. They become strategists. They can see the big picture and make smart, informed choices that improve the reliability and efficiency of the entire fleet. The robotic system handles the nitty-gritty details, freeing up the human experts to focus on what they do best: managing people, talking to customers, and planning for the future. It's about working smarter, not harder. Let's be honest. Driving for a living can be a tough and dangerous job. Long hours on the road, unpredictable traffic, and the constant pressure to be on time can lead to fatigue and mistakes. But what if every driver had a guardian angel, an invisible co-pilot whose only job was to keep them safe? That's exactly what these AI-powered robotic systems provide. Using a combination of forward-facing cameras and smart sensors, the AI acts as a second pair of eyes that never gets tired and never looks away from the road. This AI is constantly analyzing the world outside the vehicle. It can identify other cars, pedestrians, cyclists, and road signs. It understands context. For example, it knows that a ball rolling into the street might be followed by a child. If a car ahead suddenly slams on its brakes, the AI can trigger an audible warning in the cab fractions of a second before the driver might have reacted. It can detect if the driver is getting drowsy by monitoring eye movements and head position, gently suggesting it's time to take a break. It's not about nagging, it's about preventing disaster before it has a chance to happen. The system also learns and predicts. It doesn't just react to what's happening right now, it anticipates what might happen next. By analyzing data from thousands of vehicles over millions of miles, the AI can identify high-risk areas. It might know that a particular junction has a high rate of accidents at a certain time of day. As a driver approaches that junction, the system can issue a gentle pre-warning, high-risk intersection ahead. Please proceed with extra caution. It can even adjust the vehicle's route automatically to avoid a road that has become treacherous due to sudden ice or heavy rain. The impact on safety is profound. These systems don't just warn, they actively help prevent accidents. By providing drivers with crucial, timely information, they reduce the chances of human error, which is the leading cause of most road incidents. Fleet managers can also review incident data, not to punish drivers but to identify training opportunities. If a certain type of near miss keeps happening, they can develop specific training to address it. It's a virtuous cycle of continuous improvement, making the roads safer for the drivers and for everyone else around them. For any transport company, the two biggest costs are almost always fuel and time. Every extra mile driven, every minute spent idling in traffic, and every liter of diesel wasted is money straight out of the company's pocket. When you manage thousands of vehicles, these small inefficiencies add up to an astronomical sum. This is where the AI's brain for numbers becomes a company's best friend. It is obsessed with one thing: finding the most efficient way to get from A to B. And its definition of efficient is incredibly sophisticated. It starts with smarter routing. A standard GPS might give you the shortest or the fastest route, but the AI goes much deeper. It considers dozens of variables in real time. It knows about traffic jams, road closures, and even the weather, but it also knows about things like the gradient of the hills on a route. Why? Because climbing a steep hill burns a lot more fuel. The AI might calculate that a slightly longer, flatter route will actually save a significant amount of diesel. making it the cheaper option, even if it takes a few minutes longer. It's making these complex calculations for every single journey. The savings don't stop with routing. The AI also acts as a driving coach. It monitors driving style in real time. Is the driver accelerating too harshly, braking too late, leaving the engine idling for too long at a stop? The system can provide gentle, real-time feedback in the cab with tips like ease off the accelerator for smoother driving, or consider shifting up a gear to save fuel. It's not about being a big brother, it's about giving drivers the tools to become more professional and efficient. Many systems even gamify it, giving drivers an efficiency score and rewarding the best performers. Over a year, the financial impact is staggering. We're not talking about saving a few quid here and there. For a large fleet, these AI-driven optimizations can lead to a reduction in fuel consumption of up to 15%. That can translate into millions of pounds in savings annually. It's a massive win for the company's bottom line. But it's also a huge win for the environment. Less fuel burned means fewer CO2 emissions pumped into the atmosphere. The company saves a fortune and the planet gets a little bit cleaner. That's what you call a win-win. One of the biggest nightmares for a transport manager is an unexpected breakdown. A lorry stranded on the side of a motorway is, honestly, a catalog of disasters. You've got a missed delivery, an angry customer, a huge recovery bill, and, well, expensive emergency repair costs. The vehicle is out of action for days, losing even more money. Traditionally, maintenance has been reactive. You fix things when they break. Or, you follow a rigid schedule, replacing parts whether they need it or not. Both methods are, frankly, incredibly inefficient. But AI changes the game completely with something called predictive maintenance. Think of the AI as a doctor for your entire fleet of vehicles. It's constantly listening to the heartbeat of every engine, monitoring the health of every component. Sensors on the vehicle are feeding it a continuous stream of data: engine temperature, oil pressure, vibrations, battery voltage, brake wear, and 1,000 other tiny details. The AI knows what healthy looks like for that specific model of truck. It has learned from the data of thousands of similar vehicles what the early warning signs of a failing part sound and feel like. It can spot a problem long before any human could. So, instead of a dashboard warning light flashing up when the alternator has already failed, the AI might send an alert to the fleet manager a week in advance. The message would say something like, Vehicle 47. The alternator is showing vibration patterns consistent with bearing wear. We predict a 95% probability of failure within the next 200 operating hours. This is, honestly, revolutionary. The breakdown is no longer a surprise emergency. It's a predictable event that can be managed. Now the manager can schedule the repair for a convenient time, like over the weekend when the truck isn't in use. This proactive approach saves a phenomenal amount of money and hassle. Planned maintenance is far cheaper than emergency roadside repairs. You can order the correct part in advance and have it ready, minimizing downtime. And because you're only replacing parts that actually need replacing, you save money on unnecessary servicing. The result is a fleet that is more reliable, spends more time on the road earning money, and has a much longer operational life. It's really the end of the unexpected breakdown and the dawn of the perfectly maintained, ultra-reliable fleet. In the world of logistics and public transport, timing is everything. For a business waiting on a critical parts delivery, a delay of just a few hours can shut down an entire production line. For a passenger trying to catch a connecting train, a bus that's 10 minutes late can, honestly, ruin their entire journey. Customer expectations are higher than ever. People want to know exactly when their package or their bus will arrive. This is where the AI's scheduling prowess truly shines, transforming the customer experience from one of uncertainty to one of complete transparency. The AI system takes trip scheduling to a whole new level. It doesn't just plan a route, it creates a dynamic, intelligent itinerary. It knows the driver's available hours, the vehicle's capabilities, the loading and unloading times required at each stop, and the customer's specific delivery windows. It weaves all of this together with live traffic and weather data to create the most realistic and achievable schedule possible. It's not just about getting there fast, it's about getting there precisely when you promised you would. This builds trust and reliability, which are honestly priceless. The real magic happens when things change, which they always do. If an unexpected delay occurs, a motorway is closed, for example, the AI doesn't panic. It instantly recalculates everything. It automatically re-optimizes the rest of the day's schedule for that vehicle, and any other vehicles that might be affected. It might swap the order of the next 2 deliveries to make up for lost time. Crucially, it then automatically communicates this change to the customers. The person waiting for a package gets a notification on their phone. Your delivery is now expected between 3:15 p.m. and 3:30 p.m. due to a traffic incident. This level of proactive communication is a game changer for customer satisfaction. People are generally understanding about delays as long as they are kept informed. The frustration comes from not knowing what's going on. By providing live tracking links and accurate, updated ETAs, companies can give their customers a feeling of control and transparency. This applies to public transport too. Imagine a bus app that tells you your bus is running 3 minutes late in real time. You can wait inside a warm cafe instead of standing out in the rain. It's a small thing, but it makes a huge difference to the passenger experience. Driving a 40-ton lorry is honestly a highly skilled and demanding job. Drivers have to navigate complex road networks, handle a huge vehicle, manage their time, and deal with endless paperwork. It can be stressful. But with the new wave of AI, every driver gets their own personal assistant, a virtual co-pilot dedicated to making their job easier, safer, and less stressful. This assistant isn't a person in the passenger seat, it's the intelligent system working quietly in the background, offering help and guidance exactly when it's needed. This virtual assistant helps with navigation, but it's far smarter than a standard sat-nav. It knows the vehicle's specific dimensions, its height, weight, and length. This is crucial. It will never route a tall lorry towards a low bridge or a heavy one over a road with a weight restriction. It guides the driver along approved, safe routes designed for large vehicles. It also helps with the final, tricky part of the journey. Using cameras and sensors, it can assist with complex parking maneuvers at a crowded delivery depot, providing an extra set of eyes to avoid bumps and scrapes. The assistant also takes care of the tedious administrative tasks. For instance, it can automate the process of logging driving hours, ensuring perfect compliance with complex legal regulations, and eliminating manual paperwork. When the driver arrives at a delivery point, the system can automatically handle the digital handshake, confirming arrival and logging the time. It can even provide the driver with important information for the stop, such as the contact person's name or a specific entry gate code, all displayed clearly on the in-cab screen at the appropriate moment. By offloading these tasks, the AI allows the driver to focus on what they do best, driving safely and professionally. It reduces their mental workload and cuts down on stress. The driver is no longer juggling maps, logbooks, and delivery notes. They have a calm, efficient partner that provides the right information at the right time. This makes the job more enjoyable and, honestly, elevates the role of the driver. They become more like a pilot of a sophisticated vehicle, supported by intelligent systems, rather than just a person behind the wheel. The revolution we're seeing inside the vehicles is only the beginning. The truly exciting future is when these intelligent transport systems start talking to the world around them. We're on the cusp of the era of the smart city. A city where the entire infrastructure is connected. Traffic lights, bridges, parking spaces, and roads will all be part of a vast digital network. And our AI-powered vehicles will be able to communicate directly with this network, creating a transport ecosystem that is unbelievably efficient, safe, and clean. Imagine a world where traffic jams are a thing of the past. As a fleet of lorries and buses approaches the city, they communicate their intentions to the city's central traffic management system. The system, also powered by AI, can then intelligently adjust traffic light timings along their route to create a green wave, allowing the heavy vehicles to pass through the city with minimal stops. This not only saves an incredible amount of time but also dramatically reduces fuel consumption and emissions, as constant stopping and starting is what burns the most fuel. This connectivity will also solve the nightmare of finding parking. A delivery van entering a city center will be able to query the smart city network to find and reserve the nearest available loading bay. No more circling the block for half an hour, wasting fuel and causing congestion. For public transport, buses will communicate their real-time position not just to passengers' phones, but to the traffic system itself, which can give them priority at junctions to ensure they stick to their timetables. This seamless integration will make public transport so reliable and efficient that more people will choose to leave their cars at home. Of course, there are challenges to overcome. Building this connected infrastructure requires huge investment, and we need to address important questions about data privacy and cybersecurity. The nature of jobs will change, and we must invest in training for the new high-tech roles that will emerge. But the potential benefits are too great to ignore. We're moving towards a future of transport as a service, where intelligent, connected systems manage the flow of people and goods with incredible precision. Adapting to this new reality isn't just an option for transport companies, it's essential for survival. The road ahead is smart, connected, and arriving right on time.